Deadlifts, squats, overhead press, bent over rows, farmer's carries. All of these exercises are very big, testosterone inducing, exciting exercises to complete. We all love seeing people performing a heavy squat, heavy deadlift, or even a heavy bent over row. But what if I told you that these exercises are killing your gains? In this video, I'm going to explain reasons why compound exercises, specifically axial loading exercises, could potentially be killing your gains. What are axial loading compound exercises? Axial loading exercises are exercises that put pressure onto your spine. So it puts downward pressure onto your spine. Exercises such as the squats, the deadlifts, overhead press, military press, all of these exercises cause a lot of axial loading, putting pressure coming down the spine. And as a result, they use a lot of different muscles and they use a lot of core stability as well. It requires a lot of core strength. Because of this, you end up getting very fatigued over time. And this is one of the reasons why it's a huge drawback to people who are trying to build muscle specifically. For strength, it's a little bit different because with strength training, fatigue management is a massive part of it. But when you're trying to just build muscle, it's very important that you manage fatigue. Additionally speaking, when you're doing a squat and a deadlift, you're not really targeting the muscle that you're training or want to train specifically. It's a compound exercise, so you're hitting a variety of different muscles. If I asked you what muscle are you hitting when you're doing a deadlift, what would you say? Is it the quads? Is it the hamstrings? Is it the core? Is it your traps? Is it your back? Is it your lower back? What is it? The answer is it's hitting all of them, all of the above. Your forearms, your fingers, everything. Probably your head muscles as well, because you're holding on for dear life and grinding your teeth as you're deadlifting 2 times or 1.5 times your body weight, whatever you guys can do. I don't actually know if a lot of people can do that. But you get the point. You're deadlifting a lot of weight and it requires a lot of different muscles. As a result, it's a very, very good exercise for that very reason, but it's not very specific. When you're a bodybuilder, specificity is very important. You need to hit the target muscle specifically. So on leg day, a lot of people might do deadlifts because it hits their quads, it hits their hamstrings, it even hits a little bit of calves, okay? The problem with this is it also hits your lower back, it hits your core. Your forearms are then worn out as well. So if you're doing back and biceps on that same day, when you go to bicep curl, because you've been holding on to the deadlift bar for a long period of time, your forearms are going to become the limiting factor when you're curling. You don't want to be that guy that's having to get out straps every time you're curling because your forearms are sore from deadlifts. This is coming from a guy who used to deadlift, squat, bench press, dips, weighted dips, rows, all of the above. Because these exercises are very important when you're competing for a powerlifting competition, you need to build a lot of core strength. You need to build up a lot of power and strength doing a high number of weight or a large number and quantity of weight. But in powerlifting, you also understood fatigue management because that's all you really did. Sometimes I would have sessions where I'd be deadlifting for 2 hours and then I would literally go home or do a couple of other exercises. With bodybuilding, it's expected to be doing 6, 7 exercises, sometimes even 8 exercises some people do. You can't do that if you spend all of your energy doing deadlifts, military press, bent over rows, farmer's carries, all of these axial loading exercises at the beginning of your workout. So what you need to do is think about this. I'm not saying doing deadlift, doing squat, don't do any of these movements, because if you program it right, there is a place for them. But what I'm trying to say is try and plan your program so that after you've completed these movements, you have an adequate rest and recovery between, and you also have less number of them if aesthetics is your main priority. There's different reasons. There are different exercises that you can do to substitute for things like the squat. A leg press is a good exercise, or a hack squat is another good exercise. If you're really focusing on your quads, quad extension. All you're focusing on where you're completing a quad extension are your quads. With a squat, doing loads of other things, not to talk about the risk of injury as well. These exercises are important to learn, but like I said, try and program them appropriately. You don't want to be that guy who goes to the gym and you're doing compound axial loading exercises every single time. All that's going to tell me is that you're never hitting PBs, you're never recovering, you're always tired, and you're not really optimizing your physique. So I hope that made sense. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, leave a like down below. Comment down below what you think you believe you got out of this video. Do you agree with me? Are you someone who squats, bench, deadlifts, overhead presses all the time? Maybe not bench press because that's not really axial loading, but the same principle does apply a little bit because it's a compound exercise as well. Let me know down below what you do and if you agree with me. If you're new to the channel and you got value out of this channel and this content, please subscribe to the channel for more content similar to this, and I'll meet you guys in the next video.